Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, that is Sahitya Abhyasa Academy. I'm, I have started a series of MCQs on important writer in our English literature. Yes, whatever I have structured in my class notes, that will help for your all kind of a competitive exams like MNA entrance exam, PUC lecturer exam, TGT, PGT, KVS exam, GATE exam, K-SET exam, UGC-NET exam, and also UPSC exam. And also my notes will help you for the university literature courses. And I have such a way I have created the notes. Definitely it will helps to in your classes syllabus also. And also today I make a video on 100 MCQs on Plato. See, for the any kind of a competitive exam you need to read criticism part also. Yes, in these are the exams. So if you think about attending upcoming exam called PUC exam, PUC lecturer exam also means we need to study part of literary criticism also. In there a few writers are western philosopher are very important for that exam. So for that reason I thought to make some MCQs on some important writer. So today I bring nearly 100 MCQs on Plato. Definitely it will be asked in your further exams. Just uh, attend this class, attend this, watch this video, and one more thing. Before watching this MCQs on Plato, I have upload a few for the class video on Plato. It is better to you to watch that one. After watching that only, here you can be able to understand in a proper way. See, without studying the theory we cannot understand any kind of a MCQs on any writer. So my suggestion is that first to read first theory, text about that particular writer and his works, what are the concept, what are the terms he is going to introduce to the literary world. Like, so my suggestion is that read first theory, then solo MCQs. So for the theory I have upload so many videos on a few more videos on Plato. Please visit there and watch that video. After that, come back to watch this video, that is 100 MCQs on Plato. Let's begin. As we know, Plato is known for a famous Western philosopher, critic, and mostly his famous work is called Republic. In there he gave his own words on specially poets. Poets must be banned from the society. The reason is that they won't create such kind of a any kind of a truth to the world, to the literary world. Instead that they only gave the importance about the imaginary things. Furthermore, he says we won't find any kind of a universal truth. We won't find any kind of a reality in them, in their works. So better to no need to read the poems, no need to keep the writers, keep the poets in the society. Better to we should banish them. And also he further says we should not keep this part of syllabus in any kind of a education, because it won't spread any kind of a morality. It won't teach us any kind of a universal truth. That's why, so this is what his basic words on the poets and a poetry. So these things we can see in the work called Republic. And also today's MCQs on, we shall see from his biography, works, criticism, critical works, and concepts, and his terms. On these are the things. Today I just created such a MCQs on these are the things. So let's begin about the first question is that who was Plato's teacher? Yes, Aristotle, Socrates, Pythagoras, Heraclitus. Who is that? Definitely he is Socrates. Plato's Socrates is a teacher of Plato. Plato's teacher is a Aristotle, and Aristotle is a teacher of Alexander the Great. So this is how we have to know. It may be means I thought to begin this MCQs from the basic questions. Yes. Next, which of the Plato's was describe the allegory of the cave? Very nice. Yes, allegory of the cave. It is a concept which is used in a republic. What we find in this concept means it is a kind of a realization. Yes, putting someone in a cave, that person in a cave, he himself thinks that the cave itself is a world. Whatever he is observing in that cave, that is the reality. When he came out from that cave, he saw the whole world, the true nature, the beauty of nature, the truth, the reality. Then he realized that the truth is in the world. The truth is in reality, not in a cave. Not the words which the people are saying that this would be the final world. Like, no, that is what? Not a real one. So when he realized that thing, yes, the truth, the reality is in the world. There is in the world beyond the thought our is called, that is reality or a truth, that is universal truth. This is how we have seen such kind of a concept in the such kind of explanation in the concept of allegory of the cave. Okay, in a which work? Yes, we can describe this thing. Definitely, that is Republic. Republic, book number 567. Okay. So we can see the present, the famous allegory to explain the human perception and human perceptions and enlightenment. So such kind of a realization can perception and enlightenment can see in the term, in the concept of allegory of the cave. Yes. Then what is Plato's history of forms? Very nice. History of forms. Theory of forms. Theory of forms. He divided into two forms. One is eternal. Another one is not eternal one. Means materialist. Artificial one. Yes? One is eternal one. Another one is changing one. According to situation, according to things, it may changes. Like tree turn into chair, chair turn into painting or a poetry. This is how it takes the changes. What about the stars? What about the truth? It never changes. That is eternal. So this concept we can see in the form of, in the idea of, in a theory of forms. What is the Plato's theory of form? What it exactly means? Knowledge is based on sensory perceptions. As reality consists only of material objects. Non-material abstract forms represent the most accurate reality. This is what? Non-material abstract forms. As represent in a most accurate reality. Non-material means the things is called eternal things. It expressed in a accurate way. That is what called theory of forms. Next, Plato's ideal state as described in a theory of republic is ruled by, who is going to rule the state in republic according to Plato's idea? As described in a republic is ruled by, to whom? As definitely that is philosopher. Philosopher should have the knowledge of theory of forms. He tells in his work called Republic. I had given the detailed explanation in my videos about the Plato's biography and his work called The Republic. There you watch, means you will come to know. So philosopher should have the knowledge about theory of forms. Yes. So they are going to rule the state. Yes, thank you. Next, In Plato's theory of soul, which element is not included? Yes, it is about the theory of soul. Huh. That is what is that? Divine spark. He says that soul is divided into rational, spirited, and appetitive parts. So this is what it is not means the Plato's theory of soul, which element is not included means that is divine spark. Yes. Next, which dialogue of Plato deals primarily with the love? Yes, he focused primarily, he talks about the love. In which dialogue of Plato deals with primarily with the love means what about that? Gorgianus, Symposium, Meno, or Titatius? That is Symposium. Yes, Symposium. It means the feature speeches on the nature of love. Symposium means it talks about the nature of love. So, what it calls in a question, which dialogue of Plato deals with primary with the love? That is Symposium. Thank you. Next, which of the following best summarizes Plato's epistemology? Very nice. Knowledge is a perception. Knowledge is recollection of eternal truths. Knowledge is empirical. Knowledge cannot be certain. Which one? That is, knowledge is recollection of eternal truths. How you chase to know about the truths, you will get so much. You will recollect the knowledge about the eternal things. For example, if you study like stars, if you want to know about a star, whatever the shines is called a star, and behind this truth is called, that is eternal truth. Getting my point? Furthermore, if you see any writer has writing about the chair, about the nature, he expressed his own words to the literary world means that is not true. Behind that, the reality is called, that is eternal truth or a universal truth. So this is how knowledge is nothing but it is a recollection of eternal truths. So the answer is B. What does Plato criticize in his Republic? Definitely poetry and art, mathematics, political philosophy, and logic. Definitely he criticized on poetry and art. Who is the main speaker in the most Plato's dialogue? Who is going to be? Yes, that is Socrates. Yes, he is like a mouthpiece of Plato's ideas. Okay. According to Plato, which virtue corresponds to the rational part of the soul? According to Plato, which virtue corresponds the rational part of the soul? Yes, it corresponds to the rational part of the soul. That is which one? Courage, temperance, wisdom, or justice? That is definitely wisdom. What is that? Wisdom. Rational part means about we are talking this one now. Rational part. Answer is wisdom, and we are talking about this rational part. It means it seeks the wisdom. Wisdom, spirited, seeks courage. And appetitive is regulated by temperance. Yes, this is what temperance. So here, what is the which virtue corresponds the rational part of the soul? That is wisdom. Okay. The rational part is wisdom. This is spirited, and appetite would be the temperance. Okay, fine. Next, the answer is wisdom. Plato's academy was mainly concerned, yes, definitely. Plato's academy was mainly concerned about the philosophy and mathematics. Yes, it is mainly focused about the studies of philosophy and mathematics. Fine. Next, the Republic, Plato's concept of justice is, according to him, which we can see in a republic, what is the justice? What is justice? Helping friends and harming enemies, each part doing its own work, majority rule, following the God's will. Which one? Very nice. The answer is each part doing its own work. Yes, if you are going to search the truth, you should analyze that thing in your own way, not by taking the references, listening the someone's words and to judge on things. No, justice is that each part doing its own work. Okay, fine. Plato's views on art are described as, what is that? Art as described as, answer is art is an imitation and far from the truth. Definitely. Poets are doing the copy of the things. Poets are nothing but poetry. Poetry is nothing but it is art. What the art does? It is an imitation and far from the truth. Whatever you are seeing the poem in front of you, those poems are created by the imitation. It won't tell the reality. It won't takes you to the truth according to Plato. Fine. The answer is Plato's views on art, that is art is an imitation and far from the truth. Which of these is not Platonic dialogue? Very nice. See, observe the question. Here he mentioned the not a Platonic dialogue, that is Phaedrus, Apology, Nicomachean Ethics or Themis. What is that? The answer is Nicomachean Ethics. It means it is ethics by Aristotle. This dialogue is created by Aristotle, not by the Plato. That's why these are, we can see in a Plato's dialogue, but this no. So Nicomachean Ethics, it is by Aristotle, not Plato. Okay. Plato's themes primarily discuss the nature of love, cosmology and creation of the universe, justice and state, immortality of the soul. Yes, it is discussed about, second part is cosmology and creation of the universe. How? It is including the creation by the divine craftsman. Here we can see it includes the creation by divine craftsman. Okay. Who continued Plato's academy after him? Very good question. Yes, most of the people you click on Aristotle. No. No. We can see the nephew of Plato, that is Speusippus. Okay, fine. He would be the nephew of Plato. Yes. Plato's notion that philosophers should rule us as a king. Very nice. Philosopher should rule as a king is a form. Plato's notion that philosophers should rule as a king is a form of That is definitely republic. We can see this thought in this work, that is republic. What is Plato's attitude toward the democracy in the republic? What he put the dialogue or words about the democracy in his book called Republic? He praises it is the best system. He sees it as a flawed, leading to tyranny, or he thinks it's natural and inevitable, or he ignores it completely. Which one? That is B. He sees it as a flawed, leading to tyranny. Yes, Plato criticized the democracy. Why? It is leading to the mob rule and eventually tyranny. So democracy leads to the mob rule. Definitely it leads to the tyranny. So here we can see it as the flawed one are leading to tyranny. What about the next? Plato's metaphor of the divine line illustrates, says the word called divine. What it illustrates? Levels of pleasure, levels of knowledge and reality, stages of political decay, classes, yes, classes in the state. What is that? That is levels of knowledge and reality. According to Plato's metaphor on the divided line illustrated, sorry, it is not divine, divided line illustrated, that is the levels of the reality. Next, according to Plato, what is the highest form? Yes, very nice. That is theory of good. Form of good, theory of forms. There we can see the eternal one, changing one things. Okay, that is form of good. In Apology, Socrates is defending himself against charges to. In Apology, Socrates, here the question is from the Socrates, is defending himself against charges to murder, corrupting the youth and impiety, stealing public money, or tyranny. Which one? That is corrupting. Yes, the youth and impiety. Corrupting the youth and impiety. Here we can see in Apology, Plato. In Apology, Plato talks about the Socrates, definitely defends the against these charges. He shows the defense against these charges in Apology, that is corrupting the youth and impiety. In Apology, it is a work of Republic where we can see the Socrates defending himself against charges of these things, that is corrupting the youth and impiety. Yes, the answer is corrupting the youth. Plato's political system in Republic has how many classes? Very nice. The Plato's political system, which we can see the expression in the work called Republic, has how many classes he made? 2, 3, 4, that is 3. That is 3. Like rulers. Rulers are philosophers. Next, auxiliaries. Auxiliaries, that is soldiers. The next one is producers. That is farmers or artists. This is how he made the 3 classes in political system. We can see this thing in his work called Republic. Fine. What about next? Plato is often called the first systematic philosopher. Very nice. Oftenly he called the first systematic philosopher. Why? Because his system has a mythological stories? No. He offered comprehensive theories covering ethics, politics, metaphysics and epistemology. Somewhere it is. And he has the first to write dialogues? No. He was the first historian of philosophy? No. The reason is that why he is considered often called as a systematic philosopher, means what are the waves every class should be accepted, should be followed. That is, he offered the comprehensive theories covering ethics. He made the theories on ethics, politics, metaphysics, and the epistemology. Very nice. Next, according to Plato, what is education? Very nice. What is education? Filling an empty mind, turning the soul around toward the light. Is it? Memorizing traditional knowledge and learning to debate. Yes, the answer is definitely. He only talks about truth, the light. That is turning the soul around the toward the light. By educating the soul, by educating the people only, they would come out from the darkness, come out from the ignorance, and they will meet to the truth. Truth, light. Light means the light which is coming from the sun. So this thing we can see the in a cage point. Yes, cave point, the concept of that cave theory. Okay, next, Plato's dialogues are mostly written in the form of letters, treatises, dramatic conversations, or a mythological hymns. Very nice. It is from dramatic conversation, definitely the dramatic conversation through the form of his writing. Plato's dialogues are mostly written in a dialogue conversation. Okay, na? Dialogue conversation. Whatever he gave the philosophy come out in the form of dramatic conversation. Dramatic conversation. Yes? Okay. What about the next? Okay. First 25 Plato's MCQs on Plato we have seen. The next class we shall discuss about the further part of the MCQs on Plato. Until take care. Bye bye. Thank you.